Good evening. That breaking news, Monroe County is on the edge as cases of COVID-19 continue to spike in the area. This weekend alone, more than 400 cases were reported, most among young adults. Now, Governor Cuomo has listed parts of Monroe County as a yellow zone, meaning the infection rate is more than 2%. It also means some restrictions will be put in place by the county to help stop the spread. We begin our team coverage with Kayla Green, who virtually attended today's news conference. Kayla?
John, Adam Bello is saying the yellow zone is a warning sign that we're heading in the wrong direction, but he says he remains optimistic that we can turn things around. Now, Dr. Mendoza says mathematically we could get out of the yellow zone by the end of the week, but it would take a lot of community effort to do this. Now, included in the yellow zone restrictions, 25 people maximum for gatherings, maximum of 4 people at a table in restaurants, bars and restaurants closing at midnight each night, and schools testing 20% of students and teachers weekly. Tests in schools will be rapid tests and far less invasive than the typical nose swabs. Schools will manage the testing process, but the state will provide the tests. Dr. Mendoza says 15,000 tests will be done in schools each week. Areas that are now in the yellow zone include the city of Rochester and the towns of Greece, Irondequoit, Webster, Perrington, East Rochester, Pittsford, Brighton, Henrietta, Chili, Gates, and Penfield. Dr. Mendoza says there have been 467 new cases of COVID-19 in our county on Saturday and Sunday alone, and 30% of those have been between the ages of 20 and 29. Our 7-day rolling average is 3.4%. Bello and Dr. Mendoza are still ironing out details when it comes to testing in schools, but say this is our last chance to turn things around and avoid a shutdown of some kind.
As we all double down our efforts right now, understanding that we're now in a yellow zone designation, which is really just the beginning stages. It's a warning sign that we're heading in the wrong direction. It's a warning sign, and it should be a wake-up call.
We will threaten the holidays over the December month if we do not pull this together in time for Thanksgiving. Again, many of these gatherings are in private settings. Bars and restaurants play a role insofar as that they may be places where people go to start their evening. But in general, these 18 to 21-year-olds are going home after they go to restaurants or other public places and are gathering without their masks on.
Now, the next zone would be orange, and that would bring gatherings down to 10 people maximum. It would close some non-essential businesses, and it would bring schools back to remote only. Live in Rochester, Kayla Green, News 8.
All right, Kayla, thank you. Continuing our team coverage, Jack Watson joins us live right now. Jack, Dr. Mendoza said we need to be cautious, especially as we get into the holidays. You talked to some restaurants about new limitations heading into their winter season. Are they concerned? I imagine they are.
Yeah, that's right, John. Obviously, all of this very new to both restaurant owners, restaurant goers alike. I actually just spoke with a few restaurant owners at Avino here in Brighton who say they've had to cancel reservations. They're going to have to cancel reservations tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, they are closed today for parties greater than 4, because that is one of the new restrictions. Parties greater than 4 are no longer allowed under the new yellow zone guidelines. They say they'll have to cancel those reservations. They do expect takeout to go up. Take a listen.
I do think we'll see takeout go back up. As Adam Bello said, this is kind of an awakening, this whole yellow zone thing for the community. And I think people are it's gonna be kind of a shock, and we might go back to seeing more takeout than indoor dining.
And of course, today is an absolute anomaly. We're in the 70s. It's a gorgeous sunny day. Outdoor dining is a possibility today. But what about a couple weeks from now when we get into the winter months? That's just one of the many questions that restaurant owners will have to weigh as we go into the winter season. John, live in Brighton, Jack Watson, News 8.
All right, Jack, thank you. Visitation restrictions are also back in place to help keep COVID away clinics and hospitals. Rochester Regional Health's facilities started cutting back last evening. Josh Navarro spoke with their chief medical officer about their decision.
Rochester Regional Health says they look at a number of factors, such as the rate of change of COVID-19 cases that prompted them to suspend a visitation at their facilities, all in efforts to reduce community transmission of the coronavirus.
We're concerned that pace of change could be signaling that we're in for another significant wave of illness. And so we want to do all that we can to help the community mitigate that and to minimize the impact of that.
Rochester Regional Health's Chief Medical Officer Rob Mayo talking today about the reasons of enhancing their visitor restrictions once again because of the surge of COVID-19 cases. The restrictions are in effect at all of their hospitals across the greater Rochester area.
The rate of change of COVID presently is greater than the rate of change of positive cases in the spring and early summer when we first experienced the wave.
Dr. Mayo says the only exception to these restrictions are patients who need assistance during their appointments, like pediatric visits, people with disabilities, or end of life. Those individuals will undergo a health screen and have their temperatures checked before entering the hospital. A difficult decision that had to be made, especially now that the holidays are around the corner.
If a person is admitted to the hospital through the holidays and the visitation restrictions are still required, we will just keep the technology flowing so that people can communicate via iPad or a cell phone.
Officials tell me they are closely watching the trends of the COVID-19 cases in our area, and if they do start to go down, they'll start the process of stepping back those visitation restrictions. In Rochester, I'm Josh Navarro, News 8.
All right, Josh, thank you. The University of Rochester Medical Center released a statement about their stance on visitor restrictions, and it reads in part, "At this time, we are not changing our already limited visitation policies, but because this is a rapidly changing situation, we may need to limit visitation further if cases continue to rise. We ask members of the public to check each hospital's website before visiting." Well, new hope for a COVID vaccine as the country closes in on 10 million cases. The pharmaceutical company Pfizer says it's closer than ever to producing a working COVID-19 vaccine. The stock markets rocketed today upon that news by Pfizer. In fact, the Dow closing up over 800 points, over 29,150 total. And certainly that news, coupled with the seemingly resolution of the presidential election, with Joe Biden being declared the president-elect right now, has certainly fueled the markets on this Monday. Long week, though.